Some women walk into a room and people, they just pay attention. It's not her outfit, it's not her title, it's her emotional intelligence, is what it is. And that's the secret weapon that you didn't even know that you needed. Don't you want to stop overreacting and second guessing yourself and letting people's drama just take over your life? Today, we're going to break down the 5 emotional intelligence skill every woman needs to level up her career, level up her relationships, and level up her peace. Because let's be real, no one has time for unnecessary stress. So let's get into it. If you don't control your emotions will control you. And it's not a cute, like, I'm just an emotional person kind of way, but in a why am I crying at work again kind of way. The difference between women who get ahead and women who stay stuck is emotional intelligence. And by the end of this video, you're going to have 5 practical EQ skills that will have you handling life like a sophisticated and empowered woman. For the longest time, I thought being nice and agreeable would make life easier. I was the best at avoiding conflict. I avoided conflict at all costs. And I was always second guessing myself and letting my emotions just run everything. My emotions ran the show. But here's what I've learned. Emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing my feelings. It's about owning my feelings. It's about showing up as the woman that I knew I wanted to be. The woman that I was meant to be was a calm, confident, and a woman in control. I'm Davina Dandridge, speaker and author of Brains and Bobbles Do What Works for You, and the host of Brains and Bobbles Live. I help women master their emotions so they can stop overreacting and start leading. And they're leading in every aspect of their lives, in their careers, in their relationships, and then everything having to do with their future. Today, we're breaking down the 5 emotional intelligence skills every woman needs to show up powerfully and protect their peace. So let's get into this. So you say, why does emotional intelligence even matter? Most women are taught how to handle their emotions. We're taught either to be nice and don't cause any problems, or you saw all the adults around you just going crazy over the smallest things. So now either you shut down completely when you have a hot moment in your life, or you react before you think. Neither one of those tactics are working for you. And I'll show you how to become an emotional planner instead of a triggered responder. Here's what I've learned throughout my own experiences in studying emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the difference between reacting and responding. It's the thing that helps you walk into a room and own it without getting defensive, without shrinking back or, having a bad attitude because you feel some type of stress. And because I love a good framework, today I'm giving you the 5 emotional intelligence skills that will change your life. All right, so here are the 5 essential EQ skills. Number 1, it's my go-to in every circumstance, is self-awareness. You have to know your triggers. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge, right? You've heard that before. Do you even know what actually triggers you? Or are you just acting on autopilot? Just whatever doesn't feel good, you lash out at it. Let me tell you this. This is something that I've created to remind myself when I'm in those moments that I feel an emotion coming on that I might get out of hand. And that could be crying or fall into depression and get stuck or really fly off the handle and say something I don't mean to say. And that doesn't happen to me often. But this is what I say to myself. And this is what I continue to remind myself is that my emotions impact my thinking. And my thinking impacts my behavior. And my behavior impacts my environment. And my environment has everything to do where I physically am or where I emotionally or mentally want to be. So I'm not going to let anything impede on my environment by losing control of myself. And this is impactful every day, all the time. Take 5 minutes today to write down 3 things that set you off. And once you know your triggers, you can control your response instead of letting your default emotions run the show. Number two, self regulation. You got to stop letting people push your buttons. Listen, people will test you. Your boss might test you, your mate, people out here in the world. However, your emotions, they're your responsibility. There is a thing that you can do that's so simple. Before you react, pause. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. So then you have to just put down your pride and your desire to respond because you're used to responding quickly. And you have to do this to protect your peace. Number three, empathy. You got to learn how to read the room. If you don't know how to read the room, how do you know how to present yourself? Empathy is a word that people are like, why am I trying to be empathetic when I'm the one here who's trying to balance my emotions? Well, empathy isn't just about being nice, but if you're going to read the room, you have to have an understanding of other people's emotions. And then you have to do that as well so that you won't let their emotions control you. Instead of assuming that somebody's attitude is against you, you might say to yourself, what might they be going through? Because we don't know everybody's business. And this keeps you from taking things personally. And it lets you respond with wisdom instead of defensiveness. Number three is social skills. You need to learn how to handle conversations like a pro. Your success is 90% about how you communicate. You want people to respect you more? Then here's some things you can do. You can listen twice as much as you speak. Stop over explaining. Say what you mean and then stop talking. Like you have to give all of this buffer in the beginning and then you beat around the bush. And by the time you really get to the point, the person you're talking to is no longer interested. Get to the point quickly and then stop talking because those moments of silence, that's when the deal is made or that's when you get the answer that you've been looking for. And then you have to master eye contact. It's nothing worse than meeting somebody. You might even be interested in what they're talking about, but it kind of throws you off if they're always looking off at the distance or looking down at the floor. When you master eye contact, it makes you look confident, even when you don't feel it. It's just these little small shifts that help you master your confidence altogether. They are really game changers. And number four, motivation. There has to be something that matters to you so that you can stay focused on it. That's your motivation. You know, those women that you see who always seem calm, they seem focused and they're not bothered at all. You mean those sophisticated women? That's what I'm talking about. They're not just that way by happenstance. They have a clear direction on what matters to them. So I'm going to give you something to do. Okay, this is very simple. This is not really an assignment. But what I want you to do is write down one thing that you're working toward. It can be very small. Maybe you're working toward understanding yourself better. And that's why you're here today to find out more about how you can balance your emotions, right? Maybe you're interested in maybe taking up a hobby. The weather's changing. Maybe you want to start playing tennis or even just working out, taking a walk. Every time drama comes knocking, remind yourself, is this helping me get closer to my goal? That's the real question. If it's not helping you get closer to your goal, then don't engage because whatever this thing is looking to distract you and it's a time waster. And here's the final step, how to stay emotionally intelligent. And if there's one takeaway that you need to take away from this video, is that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be intentional. So next time you feel yourself about to react, I want you to pause and just remember this: you control your emotions, you control your energy, and you control your responses. So if you master these steps, then you will master your career, your relationships, and you will build the confidence that you've always wanted, and you will never be the same. All right, tell me in the comments, which of these 5 EQ skills do you want to work on the most? And let us talk about it together. And if you're serious about leveling up on your emotional intelligence, check out my Emotional Reset Challenge. It's a step-by-step plan to help you take back control of your emotions and your life. And also grab my book, Brains and Bobbles Do What Works for You, because knowing how to manage your emotions is how you truly curate success. If this helped you, like, subscribe, and share this video with your most dramatic friend. We all have one. See you next time.